We're going to talk about the art of deconstructing a pose and also the art of evoking emotion. Now, who's afraid of posing? Be honest. Who's afraid of posing? Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Why is it tough? Because a lot of people demonize it. Us as photographers and even potentially our clients. A lot of us always feel that we feel a little bit inadequate because everyone that we're photographing feels a little bit awkward. Now, here's the thing. The same bride, the same model, the same subject will say, make me look natural. Have you ever heard that people say that before? The minute they hire you as a photographer, it's no longer natural. Make me look natural. So we have to disarm people. We have to learn to disarm them, and you have to build trust. So we're going to go through quite a few different examples and really break it down for you and how I do it. What's the approach? So let's get through it. So I always say to people, don't wait for the moment, make the moment. Now, I totally get it. Many of us are maybe photojournalists. You like to wait for the moment, but I got sick of waiting in my career. I really don't enjoy it. I remember one of my first weddings that I ever photographed. I even direct some people during a ceremony. So imagine you've got a couple sitting there, stained glass window behind them, beam of light, and all I was waiting for was for them to look at each other. So I'm there with my long lens, I'm waiting, there's a beam of light. If they only looked at each other, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. 10 minutes go by, they were very nervous. So I got their attention, and I went, they looked at each other, boom, I got the shot. Now, I'm not encouraging you to do that at home, but I'm basically saying that I've been popularizing for the last 3 decades the idea of almost what I call posed photojournalism. How do you bring out the best in someone with a pose or with directing them, but then how do you make it look sort of photojournalistic at the same time? And that's something that I specialize in, whether I'm shooting a wedding portrait, fashion. I was even showing Jared Pollan in the speaker ready room about how I photograph performers, and I made it look as if it just happened on its own. So we're going to teach you that today. So I'm suggesting that you capture the magic that exists and then create magic of your own. But many people will say, well, Jerry, I just want to look natural. No, you don't. The same girl says, I want to look natural. You just spent 2 hours on hair and makeup. That's why they say, take her swimming on the first date. No, that's a joke. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. All right. I don't want to be posed. Now, whether it's a bride or a subject matter or whatever, but how do you convince someone that they should be posed, or for want of a better word, directed, when they don't want to be? I say something like this. Imagine if I was photographing you and I said something like, as beautiful as you are, I can make you shine brighter than ever before with a simple direction. Would you like that? Like, I basically said, you're going to look ugly without me, but in the nicest possible way. Now, people say, well, Jerry, that's fine for you because you've got that sexy Australian accent. I don't have an accent in Australia. When I want to feel at home, I just go to Outback Steakhouse. It's exactly the same thing. You want to experience Australia, just go there. It's totally fine. I am joking, by the way. But here's the problem. If you do not add emotion to a pose, you're just capturing the pose, right? And if you add emotion, you're actually creating a moment or a beautiful moment. Now, I get it that there are some times that you are going to take a stylized image. It's unashamedly posed, whether it's a portrait, whether it's a fashionable image, whether it's a shot at a wedding. But today, I'm going to talk about deconstructing the pose. And this is the key. Once you get it, it'll always be in your brain. Okay? Now, I want to talk to you very briefly about my 5-step process when I photograph anything, especially with people. So what I normally do is I look for light, a direction of light, iridescence, saturation. I'm looking for a quality of light. And if I can't see it with my own 2 eyes, I'll often look at my hand and I'll see how the light behaves on my hand. I'm looking for iridescence, that beauty on my hand, because the lines on a hand can represent the lines on a face. Make sense? So the second thing I do is look for location. Now, often what people do, especially when you're starting out in photography, you're actually going to look for a location first. Would you agree? There's a nice wall, there's a nice tree, there's a nice fountain. Oh my God, it's about that. Or there are some people in this room that will, and I'm not demonizing it, you might have an off-camera flash. You're the off-camera flash guy or girl. And then you underexpose the sky, you bang in the flash, which is fine, and it's a wow shot. But if you do it over and over and over again, it's no longer a wow. Does that make sense? So I'm going to show you now. So light location, then I pose. I direct people in a way that's very flattering and purposeful. What do I mean by flattering and purposeful? Something that makes people look good, look their best. Their skinny jean day. And as far as the next thing I do, technique. What am I doing with my camera, my lens choice, my exposure, everything that I'm doing technically. Then I evoke the emotion. That's last. I evoke emotion. You might say, is it up to me to evoke the emotion? What do you think? Think about that for a moment. Is it up to a photographer to evoke emotion? Well, think about it. Have you ever had a big, fat 77mm diameter lens in front of your face? Do you want to be natural when that happens to you? I mean, you can't get over an iPhone being in your face, let alone a big, fat lens. Be natural. What's wrong with you? Jerry, they don't know how to pose. You don't know how to pose. So we need to understand it. So do you think this is posed? It's posed, right? Why did I pose it? Well, wait a second. I want to make it look natural. So I've got her tilting her face, chin up. So I've got the light falling on her face. I'm shooting on the shadow side of the face. Her arm is delicately placed over her knee. She's adjusting her hat, nice little wrist. Then I just talk crap. We talk shit. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. You can edit it afterwards. And they're like, oh my God! And then you wait, and then you wait, and then you might look at this shot and say, that's natural. So this is the key to the presentation. You've got to construct so it's perfect, and then break it. I'll give you another example. How do I pose a female form? If I'm photographing a fashion model or a bride or anything like that, I'll give you the quickest lesson known to man in terms of posing. Okay, what do? If this is the camera right here, I'll often turn the body on a bit of an angle. I'll point the toe towards the camera, slide the heel back in, bend the knee, shift the weight on the back leg, shoulders back, lean the chest forward. Let's just say I'm putting the hands on the hips. I do this. The thinnest part, the web of the hand goes in the thinnest part of the waist, shoulders back, makes the bust look fuller and firmer, gets rid of those little chicken fillets that hang over the dress, right? And then often I'll do the chin to the outer shoulder and eyes back at the camera. Look how beautiful I look, right? Now, if I do this, you know, someone laughed like it was a joke. No, I am very beautiful. To my wife, I don't care about anybody else. If I do this, so you see, like this is an obvious pose. If I make the bride laugh and she does this, great. At least I'm there. If you just say, well, Jerry, posing is old school. You're getting old now, Jerry. Just put them there and let them do what they want. But the lighting is crappy. The location is bad. Your technique, and I don't know how people photograph these days. Everyone's photographing with a hand. Have you seen this? They're doing this. Now, okay, I just turned 52 last week. I get it. If you're over 40, you can't see, like you can't see. So these young, you can't, right? So you do this, but how do you get critical composition when you're just doing this? That's my soapbox for a moment. But put your eye, have a look, scan the image, and then go bang. And what I'm basically saying is that if you construct the image, break it. Perfection doesn't mean flawless in my opinion. Perfection for me means the execution of my desired result. If I am going for a natural, as in a natural looking shot somewhat like this, but I want the finesse of the light and the pose and the technique and everything, you've got to construct it first. So if you ignore everything, Jerry, I'm just about the vibe and the emotion, fine. But can you at least put it in good light? Can you at least make it flattering? Because if I was to take a photo of all of you right now, let's say this group right here. If I took a photo of all of you, what do you do first when you look at a photo of yourself? Yeah, you ignore everybody and you go zoom up right to your face and say, love this photo, I look amazing. Everyone can look really crappy, double chin, gut hanging out, whatever, but you love it because you look good. So after your vanity goes, then you say, is it a nice moment? Does that make sense? So that's why you have to construct, deconstruct. So let me give you several more examples. Okay, you would say this is pose, right? Overhead light, a shot like that. I found out that he loves Chris Stapleton. He's my favorite singer on earth. I think he's awesome. Thank you, America, for Chris Stapleton. Shitty healthcare, but thank you for Chris. So then I found out, then I'm like, well, let me put Tennessee whiskey on And he just started singing because I know that when my jam comes on, I don't care who's around, I'm not embarrassed. I'm going to freaking sing like it's the last song I'm going to sing. Then he's like, what, Chris Stapleton? The song comes on. Then he starts laughing. And I'm like, I want you to sing and express yourself with your hands. Like, I know the song that you're singing just by the way you're moving. And you can literally hear him sing right now. But isn't that really fun? So what I'm getting at is, please do not ignore light, do not ignore posing, do not ignore the craft. Construct and then break it, because that imperfection is what makes it look and feel real. Then it becomes real. Okay. Those of you who don't know, I invented the ice light. For those of you who don't understand my accent, the ice light, okay? What is the ice light? It is a cylindrical light source, looks like a lightsaber. If you see them on the trade show floor, they're all knockoffs of mine, unless they're from Westcott, and that's my invention. You might say, Jerry, why is there all these knockoffs? And I'm like, well, because I couldn't protect the patent for too many companies like zombies. But we just released the Ice Light 3. I'm very, very proud of it. This is done with one light source, just one light. I'm not here to sell a light. Guys, buy it. I don't care. A light is light. If it illuminates, friggin' use it, you know? But what I wanted to show you is, this is an obvious pose. Would you agree? Okay, turn the body. What did I do? Slide the heel back in, bend the knee. The web of the hand goes in the thinnest part of the waist. Her right elbow goes back so it exposes the curvature of her bust. Beautiful shot, right? Another pose shot, no problem. Great, I do that. And then I might make her laugh. But do you see how just making her laugh and talking shit, you break it? I'm sorry if that offends you, but that's just who I am. So is that good? Is that good? Thank you. Then I keep on making her laugh, having some fun. So now, and then I might tweak it as she's laughing. In other words, imagine if she was doing, say, this, and I didn't like her hands like that, or this. If I said, Furley's her name, Furley, just put your hands this, and then I break the moment. Does that make sense? I break that beautiful emotion. So what I might be saying is very, how do I say, maintains the emotion. Like, it's the energy in which you say it maintains the emotion. So it's either, hey, move your hands this way, or, Furley, I love that, chin down, oh my God, lean forward, woo, boom. And I just keep on getting the shot. So, okay, this is a tutorial that I did on Being Asia's channel. So you'll see a journey here. But you can see that I pose this. But then I get her relaxed, I get her a bit more comfortable, and then we break it. Would I pose her like that? It just looks a little bit weird, but it's actually the imperfection of the shot and the emotion on her face actually makes it look real. You can tell I pose this shot. Would you agree? But then, all of a sudden, the mannerisms come in, and then we make her giggle and have some fun. I know what you're thinking, Jerry, but how do you get her to giggle and all that kind of stuff? We're getting to that shortly. Make sense? I just have some fun. And if you've seen me online and all that kind of thing, I just like to have fun. I like to get the goosebumps from the process and not the result. What does that mean? If you only photograph for the validation of others, then your joy is only this much. If you actually love what you do and the process, even of screwing up, which I actually love, then your joy is maintained the entire time. Then as she's giggling, I might even say, hey, look down, look away, love that, chin up a bit, turn this face this way, and then you keep on going. Now, obviously, I've posed this shot. You can tell, right? But it's got beautiful lighting, nice negative space. I'll focus on her, focus on him. Then I make them laugh. But do you see how we've got the best of everything? There's a home for all these shots. Okay, I did a shot looking in the camera without smiling, but then I got her smiling. But then I just had fun. I'm talking to her, I'm cracking her up, but I do have the beauty of the light, the beauty of the location, the pose. But do you see how she's turned her body also away from the light source and her face back in? Most of us, what we'll do is we'll see a window and we'll turn the body towards the light source for the female form. I don't think that's the best way. The common denominator with my work is I turn the body away until I get a shadow on the cleavage. The shoulder is right there. I turn the chin to the shoulder, and that might be my starting point. Does that make sense? But you sort of see how that breaking, that deconstruction of that pose, more so even here, but now you're actually getting that emotion. So don't forego posing. Don't think of it as a dirty word. Just think of it as you're there to flatter someone and you're posing them according to the light. Then you can play. So obviously this is pose. See what I've done here again? To turn the body away from the light source, face back in, and then I break it. I make her laugh. She might be lying on the bed. Look at that beautiful window light coming through, that nice little ambience. And then I made her laugh, and as she was laughing, I basically said, just adjust your hair, and then she maintains that warmth on her face, and I get the best of both worlds. So you've got this shot again, you can tell that it's posed. But if you keep on having some fun, give your couples, your subjects, a little bit of freedom. If you pose every finger all of the time, you may not know what their mannerisms are, or they can't see themselves in that photograph. But don't dismiss posing as some old school stuff. Construct, deconstruct, and give yourself permission to take that first photograph and then keep on going. But don't you think that has a lot more warmth to it? Here's the thing too, when you're photographing very, very far away, as in a couple is like this far away, you're not getting the emotion from the face. You have to get it from the body language. Would you agree? So your temptation would be just stand there, but I need separation between body parts. I need separation with what they're doing. This is in a wedding in Paris last year. So this is a traditional photograph. There's a home for it. Look at the camera smiling, great. This is what I look like. It's not really who I am, it's just what I look like. But if I say to the groom here, now you're going to get to the magic part of the presentation today. If I just say to the groom, just with the warmth of your lips on her hand, without saying a word, say how much you love her. Think about it. Just with the warmth of your lips on her hand, tell me how much you love her. I gave myself goosebumps, can you see? Why? Because I identified with those moments. So I set it up backlit. I got the pose right. All it needed was the hand up to his face. But the warmth of what he did and the warmth of her face, even she moved her left hand in a way that I didn't like as much, but I'm prepared to accept that so-called imperfection. And then I give my couples games, little things. I know this sounds really silly, but when there's motion, there's emotion. What did I do here? I literally said interlock fingers. And then I basically said, I just want you to just wind up. And then all of a sudden, it just keeps on going. And then inevitably, you start giggling, and then boom, we've got the shot. It just so happens to be in a really cool location, nice little backlight, and it works. Yes, I posed this. Yes, I started to make them laugh, but this is the shot, perhaps it's more them. Construct, deconstruct. Now, if you photographed a wedding, you may have looked at a reveal shot like this. So there's the groom, there's the bride, and then all of a sudden they meet. So you've probably seen this before. It's been popularized for many years. We've all probably seen this kind of thing. But you're going to see reactions, and it's going to work really well. But I want to show you the photograph that really changed my career. Now, I do shoot weddings. I shoot fashion, portrait. I shoot performers. I live in Vegas now. But this next photograph really will highlight how I shoot and what changed things for me, because I learned the power of evoking the emotion rather than just waiting for it. So the bride walked up to me and basically said, Jerry, I want you to show off my relationship with my father. What the hell does that mean? Look at the camera, smile, hug. How do you show a relationship in one photograph? Prompted. Okay, let me create a moment out of the bride seeing her father for the first time. Now, I believe I was either one of, if not the first, even to popularize this notion, like 30-odd years ago when I started teaching here in the States. So I'm like, here's the father next to a mirror. I escort the bride in. I hold her hand and I say, are you ready to see your father for the last time as a single girl? You know what's really funny? When I said those words, I heard all of you go, ooh. You all sound like minions. Oh, banana. But do you see the moment? Now, what did I do? I reminded her and the father of the importance of the occasion. And there's the shot we got. The next one that I did, I'm like, man, this shit works. Honestly, it's a superpower that I didn't know that was possible, let alone that I could manifest or have. Then I went to the next wedding and I said, although from today onwards your father will be the second man in your life, he's always been the first, no one can take this away from you. You'll always be daddy's little girl. Who felt that? Who's a daughter here that would love a photo like this on their wedding day with their father? Father's Day was a few days ago, right? Think about it. This turned into one of the most simple but most beautiful family portraits I've ever done. But that gave birth to the emotion that wouldn't have happened if I just sat there and I was just a photojournalist. Jerry, it's not your job. You're just there to document history. Okay. Brrr. 120 frames a second. I'm a Nikon Ambassador. Like, my cameras can shoot 120 photographs in a second. My first camera was a Mamiya RB67. You know what that is? 10 shots per roll of film, 3 actions to take 1 photo. Click the shutter, cock the mirror, wind the film. And if they blinked, 10% of your roll of film was gone. In the time it takes me to complete the sentence that I'm currently speaking, I could have taken 1,000 photographs. Does that boggle your mind? If you can't take a decent photograph with the current crop of cameras, you suck. I'm not saying it has to be brilliant, but you could wave the camera on program F22 and something will be good, for God's sake. So what I'm basically saying is the barrier of entry into the technical part of what we do is, like, it's so easier than what it used to be. You can spend more time doing this. Okay, there's a family portrait at a wedding. But I did my Jedi stuff before this, and this is what happened. Like, it's a beautiful moment. This is the last time you're going to see your daughter as a single woman. The father will be the second man in that woman's life, so to speak. But these moments, done in a good light, done with a nice location, can make a massive difference. And you immortalize a fraction of a second that will outlive us all. Think about what we do for a living or as a hobby. What we do will outlive us all. That's a pretty special thing to do as a hobby or a vocation. Pretty cool? And then you can have fun, you can giggle it up, you can do foreground, background shots. But the idea is, like I said, you can construct. That looks almost too good to be true. You're thinking, well, Jerry, I don't know. Have you posed it? Have you not? Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Does it look good? Are you happy? Is it selling? Fantastic. But then I can put them in backlight and get them to interact. And now you might feel that that was a moment that I just captured. Does it even matter that I created it? I'm telling you, it's a superpower that not many people have. If you know how to do this pose photojournalism vibe, as in construct something and then break it, and then all of a sudden you got the best of both worlds. Doesn't matter whether it's a wedding, portrait, fashion, boudoir, construct, deconstruct. Let me give you an example of a couple of portraits here. Living in Vegas, I photograph so many performers, and I'm in love with photographing performers. They're fantastic. But these are 2 twin brothers. They're tap dancing brothers. Let's see how the shoot evolves. Go for it. We got you. We got you. Give me something that you're taunting him a little bit. Like, he's totally ignoring you, but you're sort of, I don't know, you're you're twerking him. Can you give me, like, looking down, and then can you do the eyebrow like this? Can you do that? Yeah, yeah, that's it. Go for it. And then look at your brother and go, I giggle like a little girl when I get a great shot. But do you see how it morphed into that particular shot? Now, how did I come up with this idea? Because they're twins, but you've got the sensible one, then you've got the crazy one. Have you guys seen on TikTok when they show those dogs? I am Maximus Decimus Meridius. And there's like, my name's Jeff. Have you seen? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, there's Maximus and there's Jeff there. Then we've got this incredibly soulful singer. I love her to death. And we were doing the billboard at the Palms Hotel of this singer, but check out how this one evolved. All right, sassy pants, let's do this.
The thrill is gone.
Smoke, smoke, smoke.
Gone. The thrill is gone. Gone.
No smoke now, let it go.
It's gone away.
Do it again and then peer off at me. Yes, go for it. To about 3 sprays. There we go. There we go. Good, beautiful. Chin up a little bit. Giggle, giggle, giggle. There you go. Beautiful. Woo! How did I take that shot? That was with an aperture 300 light with a 26-degree spotlight, and that ended up being on a billboard at the Palms Hotel, which was pretty damn cool. Yeah. Gorgeous. Eyes at me. A little bit cheeky now. A little bit cheeky. Look at the prompts. Look at the energy. Yes.
Hey, girl, hey. Oh my goodness. Yes.
That's it. We got it. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All I said to her was like,
is
hey, and then all of a sudden it evolved. You know, you've just got to have fun. That's what it's all about. And there's times where, here's the thing. I feel that people need to laugh with you before they cry with you. Would you agree? Even just a handful of shots that I've shown you, you've sort of seen how I can evoke the emotion of something a bit softer and literally evoke tears. Not that I want to make everyone cry. I'm just reminding people of the importance of the occasion. At the same time, I like to have fun. Who shoots maternity here? Maternity portraits. Okay, tell me, these are the shots that you do. Ready? Like this, like this, like this, or like this. Okay, so we do that, and you might have the partner behind, cuddling, sort of like a prom photograph, but there's a belly there. Look at the camera smiling. How do you make that more meaningful? Here's what you do, and here's what you say. Ready? Just with the warmth of your hands, tell me how much you love your son. Did you got chills a little bit? Yeah. Why? Because you identify with the moment. Guess what happens? I've constructed it, cuddle from behind, look over here, get the light right, okay, all obvious. Take that shot, look in the camera smiling, there's one for grandma. Then I say those words, guess what happens? The shoulders go up of the mother and the father, the faces turn in, sometimes they do cry, but the hands are not placed. Now they're a form of communication. Yeah? All right, I'm going to show you one particular story that evolves, and it's a perfect sort of example of everything that we're speaking about. Just before we do, people ask me all the time, Jerry, I've learned a lot from you. Where can I learn from you, in person or online? Do you guys know who Joe McNally is, this guy, Joe? Of course you do. He's a legend in our industry. He's one of a kind. I have the privilege of teaching with him later on in the year. So if you're interested, we're teaching all these dates. It's the first gig that we've got together, which we're both Nikon Ambassadors, but he's the OG. If you're interested, go onto that barcode, have a look at that information. Or if you want to learn from me online or in person, if you want to go to a workshop of mine or anything like that, go to jerryjerry.com. With a J, jerryjerry.com, and that'll show you all the ways you can learn from me online or in person, or if you want to be photographed by me. All right, let's get into the story. Okay, that's not the story. It's this one. Okay, there's a bunch of friends that we get together every single year for holiday, okay? So my wife is camera left, and then we've got all the couples there together. But Tabitha, I call her my sister. She's on the camera right of me. I like to have fun. I'm a little bit cheeky, but when we get together, we're like children. So she gives me permission to have fun. Now, it was her 40th birthday, and she wanted to come to Vegas, and we hosted her, and she wanted a Chanel-themed party. Sorry, a Chanel-themed party. You guys sound so nasally, man. It's just, I don't know what's going on. But this shows you the kind of mischief that we get up to as friends. Watch this.
Happy birthday.
Tabitha is just beautiful. Beautiful soul, inside and out. But she's the kind of person, she's actually like a vice principal. She's been teaching for many years, so she can be that stern teacher. But when she hangs out with us, she'll just spontaneously twerk for no reason. It's awesome. Like, she's so much fun. Anyway, so I'm photographing her. I'm like, my birthday present, apart from hosting your birthday, I want to photograph you. So I did a beautiful portrait, but I'm going to show you how the process of someone being in front of your camera, how you can maintain the energy and tweak and finesse the shot as we go. Okay? Watch this. Ready? Okay, so I'm getting the shot and I'm having some fun, but I sort of wanted to make it look playful and fun because it's going to be meaningful to her. Otherwise, it's just a normal pose. Great, we got that shot before. It's nice and clean, quite timeless. But she's fun, she's sassy. I really want to bring that out. So we keep on cooking, we keep on finessing, keep on playing. Watch this. Now, because I know her, I know when to click the camera, right? And she's going to go out of her way to have some fun. And then I know this about her. She's going to laugh at herself. Watch this. Make sense? You know the recycle time of a strobe, right? Sometimes it can't be that quick. So if I shot that before, I wouldn't get that aftermath of her deconstructing her own pose, which of course we see this one. But now we're getting to that meaningful photography that's also flattering and it's finessed. She can twerk. She can twerk. I don't try. I don't think white people should ever twerk. It should be like a crime. That's all. That's, you know, I know better. Let's keep on playing. So I know that we're going to get a bunch of really cool shots, and I know the song, and I know her, and we keep on baking. Now this is Melissa, my wife. She's on the left-hand side with the short, funky hair. Tabitha, of course, and her two other best friends. So I'm posing, I'm constructing the pose, I'm finessing. I mean, it's obviously it's about Tabitha, so I'm constructing this sort of shot, I'm finessing the hair. What I want with this particular photograph, I want to show incredibly beautiful, strong, powerful, intelligent women and best friends. I gotta say, man, like, if you want a job done, give it to a woman. Would you agree? They do it so much more efficiently. Us men, we see a fly, we get distracted. You know, what Tabitha did, she actually wrote Melissa this beautiful text in a follow-up to her birthday, and she wrote these beautiful words. And I said to Melissa, can you text Tabitha some beautiful words back? And now I'm going to take those words and put it on the portrait. Tabitha said, you know, you have so much love, and give the most welcoming hugs to people people receive. Even if they've never met you, you cry when we need someone to cry with. Every now and then, you sneak and give one of us the best sister kisses, and we didn't even know we needed it until you gave it to us. Melissa, you are the heart. And then it keeps on going. But can you see how important, like, you could take a portrait of a family member or cousins or friends. Can you see how much more value that gives? So I start to think of portraits very differently these days, where I'm, like, when you're younger, you sort of just want to make everyone look pretty and sexy. And then when you get older, you just want more meaning and purpose. Would you agree? You want to cut the crap out and just keep the beauty there. And the beauty is so much more than skin deep. You want it to be just, you want to photograph people that literally it's like they're holding your heart in their hands and they're just helping you beat. Isn't that beautiful? If you can do that, I'm saying we're at a B&H event, great. Geek out about gear. I encourage you to geek out more about people. Then we made him laugh, then we had some fun. And then I'm like, chins up, chins up, boom. Do you see how we've deconstructed it? There's a place for that previous shot, but there's also a place for this. And then you've got the white boys flanked by the sexy black men. Yeah. Then we've got Miguel, Tabitha's husband. He's an FBI agent. Like, I'm 6'2", he's like 6'4". I feel vulnerable around him, let's just put it that way. So I'm taking some shots. I put them in good light. I have some fun. But I know Tabitha can go from very, very sexy one moment, and then she can be playful and silly the next. Now, you would probably delete this photograph because it's disjointed. But because I know he's an FBI agent, it's literally like he's always, like we go to a restaurant, he's always in that back corner. He knows every exit. He knows what's going on. But this is very much on brand if you know him. This one too. He's the serious one, she's the playful one. This one shows that photograph. And again, unless you knew them, let's say you were photographing a stranger, they hired you to photograph their portrait, then you would just delete this if you did not know that about them. I knew this was going to happen because Miguel has an incredible smile. So when you break him, when you deconstruct him, you get the biggest smile. And that's them also. Now, I want to introduce you to Tabitha's mum. And Tabitha's mum, my mum passed away several years ago, and Tabitha's mother said, "Please call me Black Mama." Have you guys seen Nutty Professor? Sherman. Have you seen... I didn't know people like that existed. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I just thought that was an overdone caricature. But I was wondering where the sassiness of Tabitha come from. Her mother is incredible. And she told me, I go, "Black Mama, what are you going to wear to the birthday? To the 40th birthday?" She showed me. I'm like, can we go shopping, Black Mama? She goes, "Of course." So we go to a local outlets in Vegas and we go shopping and we just tear it up. But we also got hair and makeup artists for Tabitha and her mum. This is Black Mama seeing herself for the first time with hair and makeup. Watch this. She's like freaking out, like, this is how good I can look. But she is a larger-than-life character. I love her to death. And she has sort of filled a hole in my heart, I've got to say. But, this is us playing around. This is her doing a bit of a catwalk and showing off the clothes that we bought. How awesome. Now, and this is what's happening. So I'm photographing them. You see how I know this song that's going to get them going. You'll understand why in a moment. Now, I need them to go into the T because I want the light to be perfect. So I'm not quickly taking the photograph, I'm adjusting. I keep on going. Now, so for the sake of time, because I know we're winding up here a little bit too, I actually want to sort of end off sort of showing you what this meant to Tabitha and her mother. So Tabitha and I communicate in a really fun way. Sometimes I'll just do random noises and I'll do an audio text to her. And anyway, long story short, she did a voice message after her birthday telling us how much the shoot meant to them. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to put the photographs to the audio message that she sent me? And that's what we did. So I'm about to show it to you right now.
I just showed Mom her pictures from the 40th birthday, and I wish y'all would have seen her. She was just like, "Oh my God, Tab, is that me? Is that me?" I am cracking up at her expression. She's like, she still cannot believe that that's her. So anyway, I know you guys are probably in Timbuktu or somewhere across the world, whatever. I just wanted to let you know, I know we normally don't have these serious conversations. Jerry and I are probably jumping around being silly, but like all jokes aside, I just want to let you know that sitting back, looking at my mom's expression, remembering the day that you photographed us, dancing to Tina Turner, which, you know, that's one of her favorite people in the world. And to know as a kid that she actually had the opportunity to get on stage and dance with Tina Turner, that was just like priceless. But, you know, my mom is, I know she talks to you guys when you're around and whenever you come to visit, but what you were able to capture in those pictures, I don't think I could ever repay you and Melissa for everything that you guys did in those pictures. Like, to know that my mom comes from a family of 8 kids, she's the baby of the family, and to know that there are days that she went to bed hungry, didn't have food, she would go to school and ask if maybe the lunch lady would give her an extra scoop of something because, you know, she was hungry, and that wasn't given, but she never complained about it, knowing that at one point she picked cotton, and being able to see herself like how we see her, you know, as we say Black Mama, how we see her. The pictures just brought tears to my eyes, and you guys know that I am not that person that gets emotional or whatever, but when it comes to that woman, my heart just melts. So all I have to say is, for the first time, you know, the world gets to see my mom as beautiful, fierce, loving, you know, and giving. You know, she would stop whatever she's doing. And that day, you know, it was my birthday weekend, but you know, looked at what she had for the birthday party, and something in your head just like clicked, and you wanted this image for my mom. And we get in the car, Melissa and Miguel drop us off, and we get in the car and we're gone for hours. And you take my mom shopping, and you're throwing clothes, and I know you remember all this, but I never took the time to tell you how much I appreciated that. You're throwing clothes across the place where people trying to figure out why these 2 black ladies got this crazy white guy calling me mama, her mama, and me sister or whatever, but you knew exactly what you wanted. I had no clue what you were doing, to be honest. But I know there's talent that you have, and it's fine, a lot of people have it, but there's this passion that you have. And this is so hard for me to say this and get all emotional, because this is just not how you and I communicate with each other. But I love the fact knowing that you put that camera down and you saw a work of art in my mom, and you saw something that as an artist that you wanted to sculpt and have something perfect on camera. I don't have pictures of my mom in that way. It's either, you know, she's stressed or she's tired. I now can forever have that moment, forever have that memory that my mom was behind the camera and she enjoyed herself and she just got to get lost in the moment.
Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful. All right, guys, I'm going to wind up here. I want to take a couple of questions, and then I'll take the rest of them outside on the table there. But are there any questions that were born from that presentation? Please don't ask me of an f-stop of a photograph that from 20 photographs ago. That would be awesome. Yes, this lady here.
Hello.
Hey.
My question is, as a plus-size woman, how would I be able to talk to my photographer to kind of insinuate and like make that part of it, because we don't see a lot of that in the media. So just coming from someone being in front of the photo, how could I talk to a photographer? Let's say if you were photographing, what kind of
if I was photographing you?
Yeah. What kind of things would I kind of ask?
So if I was photographing a plus-size woman who may be a little bit insecure, is that what you're implying?
Yes.
And then how would I sort of gain trust and do that accordingly?
Yeah.
I have lots of examples of that in video, but to cut to the chase on how I would do that, I would shoot with the empathy of a saint, with the technique of a master.
Gotcha.
What does that mean? Okay, so if you're plus size and you identify a certain way, so don't forget there are many cultures that celebrate plus size, and I can't assume that I'm going to hide everything of your person because that's what I feel like you want. But let's establish that you want to be softened, as I call it.
Yeah.
Maybe the arms, minimize little gaps here. You want to pronounce the curves and things like that. So I will just look in your eyes and I would soften my voice. Look, you look absolutely beautiful, and I'll give you a very specific compliment. I'm not going to say, you look gorgeous. If you look gorgeous, I'll say it, but I'll be more specific. Wouldn't you agree, ladies, that you prefer specificity with compliments?
Yes.
You got gorgeous nails, you got gorgeous hair. Look at your lips, they're beautiful. I won't do it in a creepy way, right? Everyone knows that I'm hopelessly in love with my wife. I've been married for almost 15 years, so we're very much established that there's no threat here. So what I'll do is I'll just, let's say the light was over here. I'd say, love that. Just bring your shoulders back, turn your face. Oh, love that. Oh, my God. What are you doing for your honeymoon? Turn your face, chin up a little bit, put the veil over, or soften you with light and shade. It could be your hair a certain way. Lean forward. Love that. Keep on talking. Keep on baking. I'm disguising what I'm doing. Lean forward. And I might even say, oh, you got gorgeous lips. Oh, my God, they're beautiful. Turn your face this way, chin up, turn that way. Love that. Just look at my hand. Catch lights in the eyes. Great. Look over there. Oh, my God, gorgeous. The first photograph has to be beautiful. Then I show it to you.
Thank you.
Now, if you don't like it, you won't say anything after 2 seconds. Would you agree? You know when you're so proud of a photograph and think, oh my God, you look amazing. And then someone looks at it and you know something's wrong. Yeah. So then what you do is say, I don't know about you, but you look incredible. How do you feel? Oh, but Jerry, I love it, but this. Yeah. I never try to sell, what's wrong? You got a beautiful nose, but you don't hate your nose. You hate your nose or you don't like your profile. Yeah. I'm not going to try to sell it to you. It's not important what I think. It's how you feel. So then I respect it and I keep on massaging until I get into that little pocket and then I play. So it's a little glimpse, but you get an idea. I've got lots of stuff online that show you this and all that kind of stuff, but it gives you an idea. Probably one more. Thank you. No, you're welcome. Pleasure. We're done. Okay. I'll meet you all outside. All of you, all outside. And I want to do a group spooning. Thank you, guys. Thank you.